Good afternoon. I'm Vibhuti Madam from YV Patil Polytechnic, and welcome to a very interesting robotics session. Today, this session will be conducted by Godbole Madam. She is having 24 years experience. She will give you information about the basics of robotics and use of electronic components. Tomorrow, we'll be having robotics session again in this way. Based upon applications and basics. Okay? Different sensors we'll study. Okay, so let us start with the session. Now switch off your videos and audio also. Okay. If you're having any doubt, any question, please write in the chat box. Yes, over to you, Godbole Madam.
Okay, thank you, madam. Thank you, Vibhuti madam. Hello, everyone. I hope students you properly listen me. If you are listening, please one or two students put there in chat box yes, so that I can get confirmation from you that you are listening me properly. Okay, good. Kushma, Hema, good. Mina, enough. Okay, so let's start with my presentation with you. I hope it is also visible to everyone. So I'm presenting my PPT. So along with lecture, you can enjoy the varieties of robotics PPTs with this session. Just for a couple of seconds, it's loading. Okay, can everybody see now? This is our beautiful campus of YV Patil Polytechnic. I hope everybody can view all the PPTs. Please say in chat box yes. If you can't see Krish, just wait for 2 seconds or 3 more seconds. I am holding this PPT so that you can see the PPT. So I hope everyone is now, yes, I'm getting in chat box that everybody is watching the PPT. So this is our beautiful campus of DY Patil Pratishthan's YB Patil Polytechnic. And in this YB Patil Polytechnic, I am working as a lecturer in the electronics department. This is my introduction. I am Mrs. V.S. Godbole, Vidya Godbole. I have done my BE Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering and ME Control. So my today's subject is Basic Electronics, which is very basic introduction for the robots. So this you can see that the small LED is glowing in front of you, showing that something is automatic is there without handling of the human being. As you are all aware of the fact of COVID-19, that you have to keep social distancing nowadays compulsorily. So these are the devices, or robots are the devices which are helpful to keep you social distancing from each other. As well as it will help you to do your even daily works. And India has to do a lot more progress in the robotics. So you have a lot of scope in the electronics and robotics for your career. So you can see this robots is there moving without help of human being. You have seen, this is the another example that you have seen a tennis court. I think everybody has seen the tennis matches, and it's a big problem to pick up the balls while players are practicing. So this is the robot which picks the balls from the tennis ground. So this is the next application of the robot. Variety of kinds of robots are there. This is the third robot where it can draw. You can see that it can draw a signature or letters. It can do it. So its hand is moving, a pen is there. It is moving because motor is there. You can see that. Next, this is the application. It is line following robot, which is generally used in industry, that from one place to another place, if the robot has to move, a line is drawn, and particularly on that line, robot is following its instructions. And if some, what you can say, if some work is there or if some pick and place is there, it can be lift any object and put it to other side by following on the line. So this is the next application, which is line following robot. This you can see another application, which is actually it is aligning robot. Means you can see that objects are not aligned in vertical direction. So robot is picking it and aligning it automatically. This is well familiar application of yours. Can you identify? Please put in chat box. Nowadays in COVID-19, police are using this favorite application of our police department. Yes, correct. Drone, Hema, Atharva, right? Correct. It's a drone application. It's also application of robot. Thank you very much. This is also kind of robot which can be handled with mobile. Means with your mobile, you can handle the robot. You can see. From mobile, you can handle the direction, upward, forward, backward, rotation. Everything is possible with the mobile. This is pick and place type of robot. It picks one object and place at another place. You can see that a hand is there, proper hand is there. Even then palm is there. With that hand movement, it can lift the object and put it to other side. You can see that pick and it is called as a pick and place robot. They are fixed robots sometimes. Some robots are movable, some robots are fixed. So this is kind of fixed robot. So I hope you have enjoyed all the applications of the robotics. Isn't it interesting? So my dear students, it's an electronics only which helps you to build such a robot circuits. Is it interesting for you? Please put in chat box if it is interested. Okay, good. Atharva, and then I don't know, timer script spaced. Hema, Atif, yes, good. It is interesting. So it is helpful to you for your career. So build such a electronic circuit. We must know some of the basics of electronics. Okay, so let's start with now. These are I have shown which are only applications. Now for that applications, you have to start with basic. Means if you are learning addition, subtraction, multiplication, division at the first standard, then in 10th standard it is possible to you. All the applications you can use easily. You can add the numbers easily. You can multiply, divide numbers easily. But at the first standard level, you have to learn first number, then addition, then subtraction. Likewise, you have to go to the basics of the electronics now to learn these robotic circuits. So some important devices you must know. These are, very first one is breadboard. Second one is digital multimeter. These are the devices you must know, students, to learn the basic electronics. Then test leads. Then wire cutter. Next is screwdriver set. Next is heat gun, wires, and some of the basic electronics component. These upper ones are the tools which you require to build up the circuits. And finally, basic electronic components are real components which helps you to build the circuits in automation. So all you are going to learn one by one. So very first is breadboard. What is that breadboard is? So breadboards are an essential tool for prototyping and building temporary circuits. These boards contain holes for inserting wires and components. Because of their temporary nature, they allow you to create circuits without soldering. The holes in the breadboard are connected in rows, both horizontally and vertically, as shown in below. Students, I am going to show you a picture of breadboard so you can get an idea, because it is having a facility that you can insert wire and make the connections. They are the temporary connections. They are not a permanent connection. So this board is provided for the facility that you can check the circuit, you can build the circuit on it temporarily. Once the circuit is work, you can shift it to permanent circuit board. So you can see this is the figure of breadboard. It's look like bread, so name is breadboard. I hope you eat bread every day and you have seen bread. So its structure is like bread. That's why it's called as a breadboard. Okay. So you can see this is the one circuit I have shown, which is built on breadboard. And you can see that LED is glitting there. I hope everyone is watching that LED is glitting. Once means what? you have built temporary circuit on that breadboard. You are checking the circuit that it's working. Even the battery cell is there, which you provide supply to the circuit, and you are checking your circuit is working. Once you are fixed that circuit is working now, LED is glowing. So you can shift it to permanent circuit board. It is known as a printed circuit board, and it looks like this. So once you test on breadboard, you can finally connect all components on this printed circuit board. So likewise, you can fix the components. So here you can see component side, and below that printed circuit board's copper track side. So you can draw your track on the below side, and upper side only components will be there. So that what will happen? Below what the circuit you have drawn, nobody will come to know. Only upper side, everyone can see the component, and your circuit will remain hide, and it's a secrecy of your circuit. So below that track is there, above the components are there. So once you put it on breadboard and work for the circuit, then you have to shift it to permanent circuit board. The next device is digital multimeter. Multimeter is a device that is used to measure electric current, voltage, and resistance. It's a great for troubleshooting circuits, and is capable of measuring both AC and DC. It's a short, handy device, students, so that you can check your circuit easily, which you have built up on breadboard. It looks like this. Nowadays, since digital technology is there, digital multimeters are very popular. So it looks like this, and it is having two connectors. One is positive, one is negative. Red one is called as a positive connector, and other one, black one, is called as a negative connector. And what you can do with this, you can check the circuits in between positive and negative polarities. So here one example is shown. One simple battery cell is there. It is connected, its positive is connected to positive terminal and negative connected to negative terminal. So it will show you reading like this way. Multimeter will show you reading like this way. You can see the panel also of the multimeter. So here you can see that volt is there. This symbol is for DC. That means you can measure DC, you can measure AC. For AC, you can observe there are two ranges only, 200 and 750. Because our standard MSCB range is, how much it is? Do you know? Please put it on chat box if you know the range, standard range of our voltage which you are getting from MSCB. Yes, anybody? Anybody knows what the standard voltage range? It's 200, 220, 220. Yes, 220, correct. It's between, standard voltage is 230 volt, but since it's MSCB, it varies between 230 to 220 to 240 generally. So you can measure AC voltage as well as DC voltage, DC current as well as AC current. Some of the components also you can test. Here I am showing you, this is diode like LED like components you can test, or you can check the transistor also. Okay, so whether it is working or not working, it can show you this also. So you can measure resistance, AC DC voltage as well as AC DC current with the help of multimeter. So this is the basic testing device of electronics engineer. As doctor is having stethoscope, this basic device. Similarly, electronic engineer must have this basic stethoscope that is called as a digital multimeter. Next are test leads. So when you are checking temporary circuits, these test leads, or it is also called as alligator clips. These are great for connecting components together to test circuit without need of soldering. That means you don't have to build permanent circuit. With the temporary these wires, you can check your circuit and then you can go for permanent building of the circuit. Next device is wire cutter. Wire cutter, because you are using so many wiring for connection purpose. That's why you require these cutters. So it is having, you can see it is having cutter like shape. So you can cut the wires easily. Next is screwdriver set. All you are familiar with general screwdriver, but these are the special screwdrivers known as a jeweler screwdrivers. Usually come as a set, and advantage of these screwdrivers is the precision tips of each drivers, and they are very handy when working with electronics that contains tiny screws. Okay, so I'm going to show you the diagram picture of the screwdriver. I hope you have seen this kind of screwdrivers again, having very special tips to the screwdrivers. So they are specially used for electronic repair and maintenance of the circuits. Next device you require heat gun. Once you build a circuit on breadboard, tested it, and then you go for permanent building on PCB or permanent circuit board, then heat gun is used to shrink the plastic tubing, which is generally on their wire. Every wire there are plastic coating. You are familiar with that plastic coating. So to shrink that plastic coating, this heat gun is used. Heat shrinks are being called as a duct tape of electronics and comes in handy in a wide variety of applications. So you can see this is the heat gun picture of, and below that you can see these are the wires where you can burn these wires and you can connect it. Next is, this is also one more picture of heat gun. This is also called as a solder gun. Okay, so side to this you can see the soldering material also there, which is used to solder the electronic circuit. Next is jumper wire. They are the connections in between the circuit. If suppose one component is little bit longer to the another component, that time jumper wires are used to connect between one to another. Okay, so these wires are used with breadboard only, and development boards are generally 20 to 28 AWG solid core wire. Jumper wires can have male or female ends depending on how they need to use. Nowadays you are familiar with computer or laptop, so which you are using charger pin even, that is called as a male or female jumpers or wires. Okay, so these are the shapes of the jumper wires. So these are the very handy and you can easily connect within the breadboard, and you can have a temporary connections. So next is soldering iron, which is required once you want to make your circuit as a permanent circuit. You require soldering iron with the soldering gun. So you have to stick the soldering iron to the component and you have to permanently stick the components on the printed circuit board. So when it's time to create permanent circuit, you will want to solder the parts together. To do this, soldering iron is a tool you would use. Of course, soldering iron isn't any good use unless you have a solder to go with it. You can choose leaded or leaded free solder also in few diameter, which is available in the market. Lead free or leaded, both. You can see that this is soldering gun with the solder material available. Now these which we have seen, all the PPTs about the devices which are useful for testing the circuit, building the circuit, and you can have a afterwards permanent circuit. But to build this circuit, you require some types of components, electronic components. So it's a time to talk about different components which make your electronic project come to life. Actually, you can see that robots with these components. So below is the quick breakdown, most common components and functions they perform. So very first, which are familiar, is a switch. So switches can come in many forms. All of you have seen the switch daily at home, where you can switch on or off your light, fan, heater, and TV, and so many things. So they are the common switches, but for electronics, some special switches are there. So push buttons, rocker, momentary, and etc. The basic function is to interrupt the electric current by turning a circuit on and off. Switch. This is the basic function of switch. You can switch on the light or switch off the light. This is the basic function of the switch. So this is one example of the switch. So you can see control switch is there. So this switch is since open, no lamp is there. If you close it, lamp will glow. Now these are some of the mechanical switches. Mechanical means what, students? You have to handle that switches. And electronics means they will be handled automatically. So these are the list of some mechanical switches. This is known as SPST or SPDT or DPST or DPDT means what? Single pole, single throw, single pole, double throw, double pole, single throw, double pole, double throw. Then push button switch. Computer you are resetting or setting with the push button switch, isn't it? Toggle switch, limit switch. They are the special sensor switches are there. Because automation you have to go hand in hand with the sensors. That's why these switches are also used for that particular type of sensors. Float switch is there, flow switches are there, pressure switches are there, temperature switches, joystick switch is there, rotary switches are there. So these are the various mechanical switches available for your connections so that you can handle the robot with switch also with mobile also or with electronic switch also. So this is the diagram of single pole, single throw switch. Single pole, single throw switch means at your home which you are using, you can see this switch. So you can on or off. This is simple single pole because only single connection is there, and single throw, single switch is there. That's why. This is single pole double throw means you are having two lines here. That means here you can connect one more lamp. Here you can connect one more lamp as shown in here. So either the lamp you can make it on with this switch. Either you make this switch here or you put this switch here. So wherever you will make the connections, that side lamp will glow. That is known as a SPDT, means single pole double throw. With a single switch, you can on two circuits, but one circuit at a time. That's the thing. This is double pole double throw, means two circuits at a time you can start. So you can see here single lines, but they are not single. Now they are double poles are there, and with double throw means two circuits will start at a time. This is general push pull button. So you can here you can see push button is there. You can push that and pull that. Push button once you press, sometimes it will come automatically upper side, or you have to press twice to get that back at its own location. They are known as a toggle switches. SPST, single pole, single throw, single pole, double throw. This component you must know. Here are the connections available for double pole, double throw. You can see single line is there and double connections are there. Here only single connections are there. Here only a single pole is there. You can see the difference in between the connections easily. You can differentiate the toggle switches. Now here what we are learning is the mechanical switches. Now these are the automatic switches known as the electronic switches. So in that electronics, very first switch is bipolar transistor. Then it's a power diode, MOSFET, IGBT, SCR, triac, diac, gate turn off, thyristor. So all these switches are from basic to advanced versions. That means bipolar transistor is very basic, diode is very basic. Advanced version of transistor is MOSFET, very advanced version of MOSFET is IGBT. As the technologies goes on increasing, guys, these switches are also goes on improving. So very first switch is a transistor switch, which is a basic switch. So here are having two types of transistors, NPN and PNP. You can see clearly NPN and PNP. You can see the difference in between the arrows of here. So here NPN switch is having arrow outward and PNP switch is having arrow inward. So this switch, when your voltage or current will appear at the transistor, transistor will get on. Once the transistor will get on, what you have connected as a load, that will also start. That is the meaning of switch, which is automatically. Then what is the difference between mechanical and electronics? Mechanical, you have to switch it on and off. Electronically, automatically it will be switching on and off. Then mechanically, you can say some gap is there between switching on and off the switch. But in electronics, there is no gap. It switches on smoothly as well as switches off smoothly the circuit. These are the symbols of other switches like MOSFET. MOSFET is having again two types, N-channel MOSFET and P-channel MOSFET. Then advanced version of MOSFET is IGBT. Insulated gate bipolar transistor, it is also called IGBT. Long form of IGBT is insulated gate bipolar transistor. Next component comes as a resistor. So resistor is a tiny component which helps in automation of the robotics. What resistor is used to resist the flow of current, stop the flow of, not to stop the flow of current, but resist. It can lower or increase the current. Control, you can say you have the control of over voltage or current with the help of resistor. Amount of resistance that a resistor offer is measured in ohms. Always resistors unit is ohms. Okay. Most resistors have colored stripes because you have to know the value of resistors. So you must know, because you must know the value of resistor, there are two types of measuring methods of the resistor. One is color stripes are there, by which you can directly connect to multimeter and get the value of resistor. Or another way is that you can have a color strips, and from that color strips you can find out the value of resistor. Okay, so these are the two methods. You can use multimeter as well as you can use color stripes. I'm going to show you example of color stripes. So this is the tiny component. So many resistance I have shown, and you can easily see that some color stripes are there on that resistance. You can see brown, black, and red as well as silver color stripes on that resistor. Okay. So this is easily you can identify what is the value of resistor. Either you can directly measure with the multimeter, otherwise you can have a color strips. So here you can see that 3 color strips are there shown in the example of the resistor. You can see white, brown strips are there, or yellow, red, and brown strips are there. So if white is there, you can see there is a color coding. So for yellow it is a 4, green it is a 5, blue it is a 6, violet is a 7, white is a 9. Similarly, for first strip, this is the code. For second strip, this is the code. For third strip, this is the code. So if white is there, 9 is there. Then next is brown, it is having 1, 9, 1, and last is 10 raised 2. Whatever the value of resistor will be, you have to pick it up. So if it is black, it is 0 means 9. First one is 9, second one is 1, next one is 10 raised to 1. That means 10. That is 910 ohm resistance is that. Okay. Likewise, you can calculate the total resistance of the circuit. Next is a little bit modification of variable resistor is known as a potentiometer. You can use to increase or decrease voice in the speaker or radio speaker, or you can easily increase or decrease the voice of mobile with the help of this potentiometer. This is also known similar to as your voltage regulator. You can observe in a fan. Everybody is having fan, and you can not exactly similar because this is smooth handling resistor, and regulator is having particular 5 points where you can increase or decrease the speed. But this is similar kind of. That means they are having 5 fixed speeds, but this is very smoothly. As your best example is of volume control of your speaker. You can easily smoothly increase or decrease the voice with the help of this potentiometer. It is also kind of resistor only. This resistor you can connect in series as well as parallel as shown in circuit. There are some are connected in series, some are connected in parallel, and you can see how the current is flowing through with the series and parallel connections. Wherever switch is connected, you can see 2 switches are open, no circuit current flow is there. This switch is closed, so circuit current flow is there. This switch is closed, this switch is closed, so circuit current is there. And here no switch is closed, so no current is there. You can see easily they are connected in. This is the application of resistor where you can connect the resistor and LED one by one it will glow. I hope everybody watching and enjoying the different components as well as different circuits. Now we have to remember basic measurements in the electronics and its units. Resistance is measured in ohms, voltage is measured in volts, and current is measured in ampere. So you have to remember these things. These are very basic. Resistance is measured in ohm. Ohm, the next range is kilo ohm, mega ohm, voltage, ampere. They are the standard units for the voltage and current. Next device, students, is light dependent resistor. Shortly it is known as a LDR. So it is also variable resistor. It is also type of resistor, but it is type of a variable resistor, and it is controlled by the light versus turning a knob. Resistance in this circuit changes with the intensity of light. Since its name is light dependent resistor, means if light increases or decreases, its resistance also increases or decreases. Means if light is there, its resistance is low, and when light is dim, its resistance is high. Okay, so easily you can find it on the streets. Street lights are there. Sometimes if you observe nowadays, even PMC or PCMC have installed this kind of lights that when light is dim, automatically street lights started, and when in the morning, street lights automatically switch off. So that is with the help of this LDR, light dependent resistor. So they look like this. Their epoxy resin packages are there for this, and finally circuit symbol is shown there. How the circuit symbol? It is shown 2 arrow towards the resistance. Means what? 2 arrow towards the resistance means if light fall on the LDR, its resistance decreases or increases. This is the application of LDR. You can see easily. If no light is there, its resistance is high. If light is there, resistance decreases, and you can see current is there. You can easily see, so light is fall, current is there. No light, no current is there. The next component is capacitor. What is that? Capacitor is like resistor. It's another small tiny component. Then its main function is to store electricity. And then it discharges back into the circuit when there is a drop in voltage. Capacitor is like a rechargeable battery. We have seen battery cell, similar function is of their capacitor, but since battery can hold charge longer time, capacitor cannot hold charge longer time because they are tiny, and some of the capacitors, they hold the charge for a longer time. So they can be charged always and they can be discharged always. Their value is measured in farad, nanofarad or picofarad range. You have to remember the unit of capacitor also, how they measured in. These are the some pictures of capacitor. Variety of capacitors are there. This is called as a electrolytic capacitor. They are called as a mica type capacitor, ceramic type capacitor. They are called as a energy storing, means they are capable to store energy for much more time. So these are the variety of pictures you can visualize of the capacitor. So these are closed loop of the capacitor, which are generally familiar with. Below range is all ceramic capacitor. Above range, all they are electrolyte capacitor. What is the difference between electrolyte capacitor and ceramic type of capacitor? You have to connect with the polarity, positive to positive, and polarity means positive to positive and negative to negative. Here, no such a polarity requirement is there. Anywhere you can connect to positive or negative for the ceramic capacitor. So this is the basic function of the capacitor. You can store that, see that easily, that charge is storing like this. So charge will go nowhere and capacitor will try to hold that charge until and unless supply is there. So this is the best example of capacitor. Two capacitors C1 and C2 are connected in the circuit, and you can see one by one LED is glowing with the capacitor. I think somebody is presenting the PPT. Stop that. Everybody listen. Vibhuta madam, I think someone is presenting.
Yes, yes. Sagar. Please log in through your. Say, don't present any PPT.
Yeah. Again, I am presenting my PPT. So please stop presenting from your side, Sagar. Okay, good. Yes, I am resuming my presentation again. I hope everyone is enjoying. Yes or no? Please put it in your chat box till my PPT is loading. You can reply me. Yes. Do you understand what I am telling? Everything? Okay, good. Krish is saying yes. Vishwas is saying yes. Sushma is saying yes. I'm very happy, very glad that you are enjoying this. Very nice. Okay, can you see my PPT? Say just in chat box 1 or 2 people, yes, yes, so that I can tell you. Okay, good, good, very good. So you can see easily that 2 LEDs are glowing. Now next component is diode. Diode allows electricity to flow. This is also tiny, small, very small button. Your shirt button is there, like it is its size is there. Okay, so it allows electricity to flow in one direction and blocks it from flowing the opposite way. Its primary role is to route electricity from taking an unwanted path within the circuit. You can see the structure of diode. So there are 2 types of diode. One is Zener diode, upper diode. You can see that Zener diode type is also there. It is having 2 terminals, anode and cathode. So positive terminal is anode and negative terminal is cathode. Below that you can see a symbol also. This is the symbol of diode. That arrow is showing anode and one straight line is there which is showing cathode. Okay, so easily you can identify the component as well as its positive and negative terminal. You can see that even black ring is there. Okay, so this ring is also saying this is cathode and other portion is automatically anode. These are the connecting leads also provided so that easily you can insert in breadboard and finally you can connect it to printed circuit board. So each and every components is having such a connecting leads. So you must get a facility of connecting these components. How the diode works? If diode is having two types of connection, one is forward bias and second is reverse bias. So forward bias means what? Here you can see, students, this is plus symbol shown in here for the 6-volt battery. So this plus is there means if you are going to connect anode of the diode, now see, you can see if anode is connected, bulb is glowing. If it is not connected, bulb is not going. That means what? If it is plus, diode is in forward bias. If it is minus, diode is in reverse bias. If diode is in forward bias only, then light will glow, otherwise not. That is the working of diode. That means diode is working in only one direction, that is in forward bias, not in reverse bias. Okay, so this is helpful function when you want to your robot to be following a one direction only. If you want both, you have to connect two diodes, not in a reverse bias. Remember guys, in reverse bias, nothing will happen. Diode will not work. Next advanced version of lighting diode is light emitting diode. You can see this light emitting diode also. You can see a very beautiful picture of glowing that LED. It is like a standard diode only, but the difference is that it glows. Ordinary diode doesn't glow. It glows. Again, its function is same. What the function is? To restrict or to resist the current flow. Okay, but while resisting, what it does? It also glows, so that you can have a marking. All of you have seen traffic light, red, green and yellow. What it indicates? Red is there, stop. Green is there, go. Yellow is there, no action. Similarly, these LED are indicating, known as a indicating. What is your process going on? What is your circuit doing? Is indicating with this device. Current always flows from anode to cathode and never in opposite direction. That means here also it has to be connected in forward bias only. If you are connected in forward bias, that is anode to cathode, then only LED will glow, otherwise not. Okay. So this is for light emitting diode. Variety of colors are also available: red, infrared, blue. Next is advanced, means little bit over version of LEDs only. That is 7-segment display. They are combined in a 7-segment action like this. Digital watch is having that. If you are going to railway station is having digital displays in this kind is there. So you can easily identify. They are LEDs only connected in a shape. Since they are 7, number in 7, it is called as a 7-segment display. So they are basically LEDs only combined to form a 7-segment. It is having two types: common cathode display and common anode display. You can see the function 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Automatically they are changing with the help of electronic component. Next device is transistor. They are tiny switches, a simple tiny switches. They are that turn current on and off when triggered by electrical signal. You have to trigger with the electrical signal only. They will softly, smoothly switch on and switch off the circuit. In addition to being a switch, it can also be used to amplify electronic signal. It is the specialty of transistor that it amplifies current or voltage. Generally current, because it is a basically current control device. So it controls the current. So transistor is similar to relay. Next part we are going to see with no moving parts. Relay is having little bit moving parts and transistor is only switch having no moving part. So you can see this is the transistor. One circuit I am showing you. Here it is the switch you can observe, and it is the supply provided. 9-volt supply everyone can see. So if you close the switch, generally switch is not there, but to understand you people, a switch is shown there as open and close. So what happens when you close the switch? 9-volt will appear at the transistor's base and transistor will switch on and LED will glow. And if it is switch is open, means no supply is there, that time transistor will not on and your light will not glow. Okay, so that is the basic of transistor as a switch. Next component is relay. Relay is electrically operated switch that opens or closes when power is applied. Inside relay, electromagnet is there. In transistor, no magnet is there. Just you have to provide supply, transistor will on. If you provide transistor as a forward bias, supply will be on and transistor will be on. And whatever you connect to transistor, now there is a simple example of light I have shown, that light is glowing on and off as per switch. In relay, it's a electromagnetic control like a mechanical switch. So you can see this is the device relay. This is very useful in robotics to control the action of robots, to stop and start automatically. So there are different, these are the types of relay type. This is called as a dry reed switch. It is having only single connection. You can see double opening is there. Then push switch is there, automatically coming and going at its location. And this is relay. It is having also two connection. One is called as a normally open connection and one is called as a normally closed connection. Students, you are having, if you are living in a society or building, there is automatic water control system nowadays at every society. That means if water is there, your motor will automatically starts and water will be lifted up in upper tank. And if upper tank is also full, your motor will be stopped. So there is normally open connection and normally closed connection to the relay. So whenever tank is full, motor will automatically, lower tank is full, automatically your motor will start. Because of this, normally open connection will switch over to normally closed and your motor will start. Water will be lifted to upper side, and when upper water tank is full, then it will come again to normally closed connection. Okay, so these are the switches, different types of switches. Now what next is all this combination of resistance, capacitor, transistor, or different types of switches, MOSFET, IGBT. Up till now what you have learned, they are totally combined in a single tiny circuit is known as an integrated circuit. Shortly it is known as a IC. It is tiny, pretty tiny shape chip is there, and all these circuits are combined within a small size so that your robot size can be reduced. Otherwise what will happen, if you keep on connecting so much components, your device size will be gone increasing. So better that if you use IC having all this function in a single chip, it will give your robot a tiny shape also. So this circuit contains electronic components like resistor, capacitors, but on a much smaller scale. These are in different variations such as timers, voltage regulator, microcontrollers. Students, microcontrollers is the heart of the robots where you can program it and you can store the program also, and you can give instruction to the robot through the microcontrollers and many more. Each pin of this IC is having a unique function, unique term of its function. Okay, so you can see these are the integrated circuit. I think everybody has seen nowadays, even 10th or 6th, 7th standard student also having a look of this kind of circuit, integrated circuit, which are shown in picture. So this chip is like this way. Now it's shown a cut section of that chip. Inside that circuit is there, and externally, so that you can connect easily this IC. So pins are provided. So okay, you can easily connect this IC, and one coating is there, plastic case is there. You can see easily this plastic case which protect your circuit which is inside that plastic case. So this is the small tiny chip having lot many circuits inside that. That is known as an integrated circuit. So you can see this is the total IC. Inside that circuit is there, and externally you can see fine only pins are there and nothing is there. So what students you must know that what this every IC is having its number, every IC is having its own particular function. Every IC with having particular function is having different number of pins, and every pins is having different functions. So you have to remember the IC number, its function, and then its pin function. So that easy to connect it. Once you learn some ICs, it is really easy to build a circuit. So this is computer for a computer motherboard. We have seen this structure, a small tiny microcontroller IC is there, and varieties of IC are there. So that resistance, capacitor like component, transistor like component will get reduced, and in a single chip, all these components will be embedded, known as an embedded system. A small tiny circuit you can have with this embedded system. And finally, what you require is the batteries. Main part of the robots is the batteries, because everywhere you cannot take a MSCB supply. Everywhere you cannot take a MSCB wire where robot is moving. So best solution is that you have to use batteries, and that too energized batteries. so that it will last long. So there are this, as a picture you can see, there are shaders of or categories of these batteries. Triple A battery is there, double A battery is there, C and D. These are the batteries are there. So batteries are special containers which stores DC electricity as a set voltage. These are very helpful, guys, to move the robots without MSCB supply. So you require batteries. Most common types of batteries you will encounter and standard are, as I told you, triple A, double A, C and D batteries. What is most important to know about these batteries is that even though are in different sizes, they are rated at 1.5 volt. Remember, V is the abbreviation for volt. What changes as they get bigger in size is the amount of power they are capable of producing. A battery means what? Suppose A battery is there, that will be able to provide power for much longer than AAA battery. In other words, bigger battery can provide more amperes for longer amount time than a smaller battery. Batteries are measured in ampere hour. Its units are in ampere hour. Okay, basically measure of how many amperes you can withdraw from the battery in an hour. That is measure. That is said as an ampere hour. How many amperes in an hour? Okay. For example, a 20 ampere hour battery will let you draw 1 ampere for 20 hours. 20 ampere hour means what? 1 ampere for 20 hours. Okay. If your robot needs 5 ampere means what? Your battery will run for 4 hours. 20 ampere hour divided by 5 is nothing but 4 hours. So your one battery will last long for the 4 hours. Your robot will work non-stop for 4 hours. So accordingly, you have to choose the battery for your robot. Okay. Now these are the some, as we are going towards the ending session. I know it's almost a couple of minutes remain to 5, but we are going to finish it up. So we'll watch some applications of integrated circuit. So this is one application where integrated circuit IC is there, resistor is there, power battery is there. Okay, when you push the switch, as per given sequence. Now, where this is IC are nothing but microcontrollers where you can store the program, and as per program, the sequence of LED change, and then solenoid. Solenoid is nothing but relay, which we have seen. Relays get activated, and once relay get activated, motor starts. You can see easily the process. Motor is showing starting. Okay, so this is the one application of integrated circuit. This is the next one, a simple tiny IC shown as a transistor, and then you can have a LED on and off. 9 volt battery is connected in the circuit. You can easily see LEDs are glowing and LEDs are not glowing. Okay, then this is the solar type of application. Again, a microcontroller is used. In next sessions, students, you are going to learn about all these microcontrollers. Now you have learn about switches. Now this is one kind of piezo buzzer you can see. They are nothing but the different kinds of sensor. In next sessions, you will be going to learn about this pretty good components like microcontrollers, sensors, then different kinds of motors are there, which are useful for moving the robots forward, upward, downward, and so many directions it can give. So you are going to learn these different kinds of sessions, next components in next sessions, next coming sessions also. Okay, so you can see switches are there, LEDs are glowing, solar motor is there, piezo buzzer is glowing. This is the application within a single tiny IC. No need of so many resistor or capacitor or transistor components. Single IC is doing all this function. And batteries, of course, is there. This battery you can see easily. Batteries in every application, battery is required. This is another application. You can have this here. Clearly, you can see temperature sensor is there. It is a kind of heater type of application. Once it sends temperature, outputs are on. Whatever output you can connect, either in terms of LED or in terms of geyser or in terms of alarm, it will be clicking it. So everywhere in the diagram, you can see this download socket is there. In each, I'm going to show you this diagram also. Here also you can see a download socket. This I'm showing you with the cursor. Okay, so this is the download socket. Here also download socket is there. Here also you can observe that. What do you think, students? What are these download sockets? Here is the answer. Can you put it in chat box? What these download sockets are? One or two at least. You can see from the diagram easily. Just put it in chat box. What do you think? Why these download sockets are there? Yes, to get the output in our computer. Otherwise, incorrect. Like Arduino. Correct. Whatever is your application is there, you can easily connect to computer and you can have the control of this application through your computer. Means sitting at home, you can handle the industry outside at different location. Now this is shown wired and sometimes it is wireless also, because today's world is Wi-Fi world. You can connect it through Wi-Fi also. But instead of download socket, a modem is there. Okay, good. Now finally, we will take a quick recap what you have learned in the topic of basic electronics. Very first is different devices required for basic electronics, then different components required for robotic circuit. What next is batteries, and finally integrated circuit. Applications, and finally I have shown you applications of electronics and robotics. Just have a look towards all the components, students. You can see different types of resistor, tooling, multimeter, LAD, tail, IC sockets, adapter, D-sub, PCB connector, power connector, cable, wire connector, fuses, rectifier crystal, integrated circuit, and so many. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed my session. It's a question time. Or otherwise, I would like to ask you a few questions. You can put the answer of questions in chat box. If anybody is having question, please put it in chat box. Or Vibhuta madam, can you tell me if anybody is asking about question?
Relay. They want to explain about relay. Relay slide.
Relay. Okay, let me go towards the PPT again of the relay. Relay is having two types of contacts, normally open and normally close. So you have to connect. Either here is the relay circuit is there. So you can see here are two leads and here 4 leads are available for normally open and normally close connection. So what happens if you are connecting it? Suppose I am going to give you same example in your society. If upper tank and lower tank is there, from lower tank to upper tank you have to fill the water. So what happens? You have to put it on normally open connections. So it will be normally closed connection at the bottom of your tank. What will happen? When your tank is full, it will be open and your motor will start automatically and water will flow upward. Anything else you want? Anybody other? Anyone wants to ask next question? I hope you understood. So I'm expecting that you will be answering my questions. Is it okay, guys? In your chat box, you are putting your answers.
Madam, somebody wants working of capacitor.
Okay, for working of capacitor is having, it is like 2 plates inside the capacitor. Metal plates are there inside the capacitor. So 2 plates are separated by dielectric material. Then these 2 plates are working as a separated dielectric materials, means they are as a type of social distance. They are maintaining as social distancing. But in between that, a special kind of material that is known as a dielectric material is there. Dielectric material kept this plate separate. And once you connect to this plate a current, what happens? This dielectric material is nothing but resistive type of material. They try to hold the charge of this plate. Okay. That's the working of capacitor. It holds charge because of that dielectric material. If you put that plate, because from one plate to another plate, charge, it is not possible to flow the current. So it will hold as it is. It is similar. It is similar to as a tank. Everyone has seen a water tank. What happens with the water tank? One side is sealed. I mean, 3 sides are sealed and only one side is open to pour the water. So what will happen? If 3 sides are sealed, if you pour the water inside that tank, it will hold the water for whole the time. But if a tiny hole is there at the bottom of tank, what will happen? All the water will flow. Similarly, resistor, that dielectric material will act as a 3 volts of capacitor, which will hold the charge. But if you lose that charge, or if you lose the power supply which you are provided to capacitor, it will lose all the charge.
Madam,
Yes.
on 5th of June,
Yes.
we will give them sketches of this drawing, small circuits.
Okay, fine. Now students, it's your turn now. I want to learn also that whether you learn what I'm telling you or not. So answer my questions which I'm putting here now. You have to put it in chat box. The rating of the resistor is measured in. Put your answer in the chat box so that I can understand whether you have understood my session or not. Ohm. Mansi is saying ohm. Babu is saying ohm. Yes, B. They almost all saying ohm. Kema is also saying ohm. Okay, good. Nobody is saying other option, means everybody understood that resistor is having measured in a ohm. Okay, here comes my next question. Again, you have to answer it in chat box. Identify what is this component. Is it a resistor, capacitor, LDR, or a transistor? A, B, A. Okay. B, capacitor. Okay, good. Many of you are saying capacitor. Good. Few people understood that it's a capacitor. Oh no, many people have understood that it's a capacitor. Good. Now can I put the next question? Capacitor is the correct answer. Now this is my next question. This is digital multimeter used for measurement of resistor, voltage, current, all of the above. What is that? All of the above. Good. Very good. D. Many are putting option D. Very good. Atharva is saying all of the above. No problem. Good. Good, guys. I am extremely happy that you understood the session. Now, next question. Identify the given image. Is it an integrated chip, integrated circuit, integrated component, none of the above? Okay, next question is there enough, guys? You have to answer D, none of the above. Yeah, integrated chip. No, it's an integrated circuit, guys. I hope you forgot. No, everybody is saying A, but it is actually integrated circuit. What I told you, that IC is having so many components, having with so many circuits, so it is integrated circuit. Now you are giving B when I am putting your answer. Okay, it's fine. And then here comes last question. Which of the following is not a robotic application? Mobile, drone, integrated circuit, and line following robot. You are taking time. C, integrated circuit. Sagar is saying, Sushma is saying A, mobile. Okay, Atharva is saying C. Vishwas is saying C. Babu is saying C. So many of you are going saying C. Mobile is the application of a robot. Everyone remember. Okay, mobile is also application of a robot. Only the thing that you are handling the mobile means Mobile is movable with you people only. Good. Very good. I hope you have enjoyed the session. Yes or no? Everyone enjoyed the session? Yes, good. Very nice. I hope everybody is interested in robotics now. Next coming 10 years or 20 years, India is lagging in robotics, guys. India is not an advanced country. So everyone is behind the electronics. Everyone is behind the digitization. Our Prime Minister Modi ji also saying that coming age is a digital age. So all these devices helpful for you in your future for building such a circuits. Thank you very much. Again, over to Vibhuti madam.
Yes, thank you, Vidya Kudubole madam. Now turn on all your videos. All students turn on all your videos. सबने वीडियो अपने ऑन करना है. हाँ, ऑन करो. सारे वीडियोस ऑन करो.
You make it on.
Just 1 minute.
Yes.
Yes. Let me see. Now, a small question I'm going to ask you. Are you interested in practical work? Yes. We are going to tomorrow study a robotic hand. How to prepare a robotic hand by using small things. Cardboard and threads. Right? If you are having a cardboard and a woolen thread, keep it ready tomorrow. Right? So it will be an exciting session tomorrow at 4 p.m. Right? Okay, then.